I'm sure we all know it, even if we have to pull it back from our memory bank at this time of year, that children actually don't need more things. They need more play. They need more us. Hello and welcome to Demystifying Child's Play. I'm Ruth Vercoe, and this is a series where we're talking all about Christmas as we're getting so close. Now let's have a think. Whether you can relate to this with your own kids or you can laugh along thinking about a family Christmas morning. You might think about that feeling where your living room looks like it could be a toy store that's exploded on Christmas morning. There's wrapping paper everywhere, the kids are overstimulated, and you're sitting there thinking, how did we get here again? In today's episode, we're talking about how to make a more connected, playful Christmas, one where your child's play schemas actually guide the gifts, activities, and rhythms of your family time. So, let's get comfortable. Whether you're out on a walk, catching a rare moment of quiet, or multitasking around the house, let's dive and explore creating a Christmas of connection. And as always, you can find today's show notes and key takeaways over at playschemas.com/blog. Okay, so I want to start by setting the scene. From having nieces and nephews to now having 3 of my own, I know that Christmas with young children can be magical and completely overwhelming. Us as parents often feel the pressure to make it perfect. The right gifts, the right traditions, the matching pajamas. We used to have Pinterest to blame, and now with so many influencers on Instagram with all these gifted goodies that they're getting, it's hard not to want to make sure you're keeping up with the Joneses. But I'm sure we all know it, even if we have to pull it from the back of our memory bank at this time of year, that children don't need more things, they need more play. And in this crazy season, it's likely they need even more play with you. And it's not that structured, Pinterest perfect, Instagram reel worthy kind of play, but that deep schema rich play that helps them make sense of their world and connect with you. So today, I want to explore how understanding play schemas can actually help you simplify Christmas and create more space for joy, calm, and connection. And I want to break it into 4 parts or snippets really. So part 1, we're going to look at when more becomes too much. Part 2, the power of play invitations. Part 3, managing family expectations. And part 4, building in connection. Okay, let's jump right into part 1, which is when more becomes too much. Now, you might have noticed when your child is surrounded by too many toys, they often play with none of them. They may flit from one thing to the next and dump everything on the floor and then wander away. Or say, I'm bored, I don't know what to do. It's not bad behavior, and it's not being ungrateful for what they have. It's overstimulation. Their brain doesn't know where to focus, and they can't settle into deep play. This is where the play schemas can really become your secret parenting tool, especially at Christmas. Each schema represents a deep urge or concept, like trajectory, which is movement. Other ones are connection, transformation, or enclosure. And when you understand which schema your child is exploring, you can choose fewer, more meaningful gifts that support that kind of play. And the good news is that many schemas overlap, and what they play with can be used in so many different ways when you know how. For example, a child in the trajectory schema may love things that roll, fly, or drop, like balls, ramps, or even small indoor slide. A child in the connection schema might prefer magnetic tiles, train sets, or Lego, or anything that clicks together. A child exploring transformation will adore messy play, paint, Play-Doh, cooking, potions, or slime. It's not about the quantity of toys, it's all about alignment. So when you give a gift that matches your child's schema, it's like you're saying, I see you, I understand what you're curious all about. And that kind of gift builds connection way more than any flashy toy. Okay, so moving on from thinking about the physical toys, we're thinking about the power of play invitations. So rather than filling your child's play space, what if this Christmas you set up some simple play invitations that encourage their natural exploration? Or what if you let your child set up their own play? Think about it as curating curiosity. Far out, say that 5 times fast. For example, if your toddler loves enveloping, rather than binning all the wrapping paper, let them wrap up small objects and then let them unwrap and rewrap them until their heart's content. For transporting, give them an empty box or a basket and let them move the baubles, the pine cones, the toy animals from one side of the room to the other, all with wrapping paper. And as long as your Christmas decorations aren't breakable, does it really matter if they're supporting your child being engaged in play rather than being on the tree or where you decide to put them? That might be contentious with some people. Okay, for orientation, you could bring out a step stool so they can safely look at the Christmas tree from above it, or you could lie underneath it to watch its lights twinkle. These little setups don't need to be fancy. They just need to be allowing your child to take the lead in how you decorate or clean up at Christmas. And they cost almost nothing. They're not about creating picture-perfect moments. They're about giving your child permission to follow their own play drive, which is where the real learning happens. Okay, part 3, managing family expectations. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, Ruth, but my extended family loves buying gifts, and Auntie Sue would have an apoplexy if our tree wasn't fully decorated when she arrived. And yes, this can be a tricky part of creating a connected Christmas. But one of the most powerful things that you can do is share the why behind your choices. Explain to the grandparents or Auntie Sue that toys you're focusing on are for quality, not quantity, and certain types of toys really help your child's development. Or they might be telling you, or you can see by their body language, that all they see is mess. But you can let them know that if they look a little bit closer, they can see what little Johnny is really engaged in. You could say something like, we've noticed our little one is really into rolling and throwing at the moment. It's called the trajectory schema. So if you're keen to get them something, anything that moves would be amazing. And then if they're there with you, you can explain to them how they're using it once they open it. It helps the family feel involved and how your request is purposeful rather than just restricting them. You're not saying no to gifts. You're saying you're really keen on thoughtful gifts that nurture their play. And just as an aside, in the freebies folder at playschemas.com/free, I have a full PDF ebook that is packed full of scenarios and suggestions of how to navigate language relating to each play schema. So if you haven't grabbed it, make sure you pause this and head to playschemas.com/free. That's playschemas.com/free. And actually, what I'll do is I'll be rerunning this podcast episode next week that goes alongside it, so you can see how you can reframe your language and help to talk to other people in your space if they are thinking, this is crazy, what is your child doing? Gives you a few scripts to help you give you a front foot. Okay, last one, part 4, is building connection beyond toys. Okay, connection is really built in those in-between moments, and the quiet afternoons, the walks, the baking, the storytelling. So this Christmas, instead of trying to fill every minute, let's try to build in some slow time to just be with your child, to sit beside them as they play, to narrate what you see, to follow their lead. When we slow down enough to notice their play schemas, we start to see how capable and curious they already are. That's when play becomes a bridge, not just between you and your child, but between learning and love. And that's the kind of Christmas that they'll remember. Okay, here's a few ideas to put this into place. So audit the toys you've got before the new ones arrive. You could donate or store items that your child has outgrown. You could observe their play for a few days, thinking, what schemas do you notice most? Throwing, wrapping, lining up? You could match 1 or 2 gifts to that schema. You could choose items that build on what they already love. For example, if they've got some train tracks, get some matching ones so they can extend that play. You could set up one simple play invitation when you're going to be having big days of family or friends. No massive prep, just curiosity, or allow them to have the freedom to set something up on their own that they can play with when it is going crazy around them. What we're going to do is we're going to let go of perfection. The messy, noisy, joyful times, that's real play. And remember, play and play schemas aren't just about how children play. It's about how they think, learn, communicate, and connect. Okay, as we wrap up these 3-part series, my hope is that you walk into Christmas season feeling lighter, calmer, and more confident. You don't need to orchestrate magic. Your child already has it inside them. By understanding their play schemas and trusting their play, you're giving them the most meaningful gift of all, the freedom to explore, imagine, and be deeply seen. Remember, you can find today's show notes over at playschemas.com/blog, including the freebie to help you understand and explain your child's play this Christmas season. Okay, we're on the home stretch to Christmas now. You've got it. No matter what today holds, remember, today is a great day to play. If you've ever wished that you had a group of parents who just get it, I would like to welcome you to the Play Schemas Collective. It's where you can ask questions without judgment, share those little wins only another parent would understand, and dive deeper into your child's play with people who speak your language. Join us at playschemas.com/collective for more information. We can't wait to have you on the inside.